Hello, people. It's September, so it's review time. You know what that means. So if you've been paying attention lately, Montero came out. So we're gonna start with that. I still have to get used to this webcam thing. I just want to say before we get started in the video, subscribe. I saw that we got to, after I uploaded my Reddit video, that we got to 18 subscribers, and it made me very happy. Just one more subscriber, but it made me so happy because I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, we're building a community. Okay, I see you. So now we only have 2 more to go before my goal. So it would, of course, like I said in the last video, mean the world if you guys would subscribe and become a part of the community. Okay, we're pretty sweet, we're pretty fun. Okay, just do it. Also, the response that I got on my my decades video, the first video, I didn't even like that video, if I'm gonna be honest, but I don't think it was that good. But the response, I got 20 views on that. Really, like, you guys love Sims for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, because I really like my Reddit videos too, but you guys really like The Sims, okay? And I don't blame you. So I really appreciate that. All the support, very nice. It makes me very happy. But anyways, we're gonna start with Montero by Lil Nas X. So let's get into it. Montero has arrived. This album reminds me of Happier Than Ever in a way that it's purpose to express its artist's experience, like a love letter to themselves. I think there's something special about that type of album. It gives the artist self-reflection and clarity. In Lil Nas X's case, it gave him this chance to release how he felt about himself, about his life, where he is in it. He could finally express his true self, something I don't think he fully was able to do in his last EP, because even in the song Rodeo, his character, I guess you could say his character in the song was hetero. So, because he mentioned a woman, I believe. Am I correct about that? I believe he mentioned it was like a hetero relationship. I could be wrong about that, so if I am, I apologize. But I feel like in his past work, he hasn't been able to fully express that part of himself, and now he's like, I don't care, and I'm gonna do what I want, and it's making people mad, and once again, kind of love it. But Happier Than Ever and Montero do share more similarities than that, in that I think that they're both very average albums. I think they're average for different reasons, but I'll get into that. I always feel bad giving that type of review to an album that obviously the artist has somewhat like a stronger connection than they would normally have with their work, because it's obviously about them. But I have to be honest as the reviewer. I think I definitely prefer the songs on the album that were more hip-hop focused, like Industry Baby and Scoop featuring Doja Cat. I think those were pretty much the only songs I liked on the album, which isn't a bad thing, it's just preference. Some of the more vocal focused songs fell flat for me, since Lil Nas X, as I feel like is obvious, isn't necessarily a vocalist. He's not, that's not judgment. I feel like this might come off as being judgy, and I'm not trying to do that, okay? He's actually a really decent singer for being a rapper, because there are some rappers out here who can't sing and are still doing it anyways. So, and I did like a few of his more vocal focused songs, like The Sun Goes Down. Really pretty song, actually. It's gorgeous. I just think that Lil Nas X is stronger when it comes to rapping than to singing. The album also suffered from a lack of vocal progression, which, as I've expressed in other reviews, is something that I personally, as a listener, really value. And I think that's the reason why a lot of his songs fell flat to me. And I really think that Last Christmas is the downfall of this entire album, and what ultimately made it average. A lot of the songs had really cool concepts, really cool sounds. He implemented different sounds that you wouldn't normally hear in like a basic song. But because of the lack of vocal progression, they stayed in the same place. Like, I feel like art in a way should move, especially if it's auditory. It should move to me. Movement in art is a very important principle, and so whenever it stays in one place, it's just simply, it doesn't take you anywhere. You don't go on a journey, you just stay in the same spot with no resolution. Also, as a last side note about the album, I really like the visualizers for each of the songs. That's something that a lot of artists have been doing recently, and I don't really know why, but Lil Nas X's visualizers for this album really match the tone of each song. Like the one with the song featuring Miley Cyrus is so pretty. It's so freaking pretty. And my favorite was the one for Don't Want It. That one, because it was like, it reminded me of Doom Eternal, because I think it's set in hell. It's so cool. And Doom Eternal, if you don't know, is this game that it's about shooting demons and killing them, okay? And it's a game I bought for $60, and I started it, but I have yet to finish it because it's scary, okay? And I'm not good at that game. That game is so hard. I put it on the easiest level. The easiest, is it called a level? The easiest difficulty. And I can't, a girl still can't beat it. A girl can still not beat it. What a shame. The next song is Meet Me at Our Spot by Willow. Willow's voice is so freaking cool. I want to steal it. I want to steal her vocal cords and transplant them into my throat, okay? She's grown so much as an artist. Like, this is such a 180 from I whip my hair back and forth. When I started listening or hearing her music around, because I think there's another song. A lot of her songs have been becoming popular lately. And when I first started hearing them, I was like, is this Willow Smith? No way. And it turns out it was. The original audio of the song reminds me of something that should definitely be in the 2000s with Avril Lavigne, and like kind of in the best way possible. It has this nostalgic, familiar sound. The live performance version, though, okay, is absolutely delicioso. Willow's vocal performance in the live version is so much better, and it's just at the real, it still has the familiar, like, nostalgic feeling to it, but it just sounds sweeter. It takes you places, okay? That's what I'm talking about, vocal progression. It takes you places like that. I don't even know. It's unexplainable how beautiful her voice sounds in that song. You can feel the specialness of this spot that they're talking about, where they get to be alone, just the two of them. And honestly, I didn't know the original even existed, because the only version of the song that has been circulating around is the live performance. So when I found out that wasn't the original version, not only was I sad because it's not on Spotify, but I don't know, I was like, that, I guess it makes sense because it's so much better. It's kind of the same way I feel about 4 out of 5 by Arctic Monkeys. The original version of that song does not compare to the version that was recorded in Electric Lady Studios in New York. That second version, that live, it's, oh my god, I'll talk about that later, but it does not compare. So for our last song, because of course we're keeping it short because September was weak. It was weak, she was weak. Is She Looks Like Fun by Arctic Monkeys. I'm going to use this song as this review as a precursor for the Arctic Monkeys review I will do as a separate video soon, because I can. I might explore this in that video, but Arctic Monkeys has made me want to learn guitar so bad, especially when I listen to 4 out of 5. Their instrumentals are always so intricate and gorgeous. Like, their drums and She Looks Like Fun are insane. Like, I can imagine myself going bum 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 bum. She looks like fun. Like, I can imagine that. I can imagine it, and I feel like I could do it. This song gives me very much chaotic white male energy. I don't know if that's what they were going for. I typically look up the meanings of songs before I review them, but it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. Because I was already receiving messages in my head. Like, Alex Turner throwing in cheeseburger randomly in the chorus and talking about how much he appreciates martial arts. It gives that energy. Like, how can you tell me it doesn't? I know it does. He says, there's no limit to the D heads we can be, or something along those lines. If that doesn't give you white, chaotic male energy, then what else does? Like, that describes it perfectly. The way that she looks like fun, that line rings, only adds to my theory. It gives very much Predator, very much I do whatever I want, when I want, to whoever I want. And once again, I don't know if that's true, and obviously if it was remotely right, which I'm probably not, most likely, I would assume it's a character, of course, because they're not predators, but it gives that vibe. Like, the lyrics very much lead in that way. But this genre of music is not known for being the most comprehensible, I will say that. It a lot of times, especially the alternative music from like the early 2000s, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm gonna be real honest. Like, old Fall Out Boy songs, what were they talking about? Some of them I can kind of understand what they're talking about, but like, what were they really, you know? Arctic Monkeys is typically a pretty comprehensible group, but this song, it leaves it up to the imagination, I'll just say that. But that line, she looks like fun, and how deep he chose to go in his register just feels very eerie. Something about it just doesn't sit right, but not in a bad way. Like, it's good that they chose that artistically. And of course, like most Arctic Monkey songs, I love it. I've been listening to it over and over again, along with 4 out of 5, which I rediscovered recently. Arctic Monkeys are just creative geniuses, and that's just a facts, period, per. Also, as a side note, another one. The line, nobody's on the streets, we moved it all online as of March. They predicted COVID-19. Like, what else would that mean? They predicted that this was gonna happen. That's what I'm hearing. And this song came out in 2018, so you know it's not like some type of response to COVID or the pandemic. They predicted that. How closely it mimics the events, okay? Nobody's on the streets, moved it all online. Zoom, as of March, like that's when the pandemic started. Like, the signs are there. They're there. And I'm picking up on them. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, I will be doing a different video. I do want to do different music reviews other than just the monthly ones. I was thinking about doing one that's like oldies, like R&B, from like 80s and 90s, because there's so many good songs of like old R&B that I want to talk about their effectiveness and why they're good. And then I want to try with Arctic Monkeys trying out this format of reviewing an entire group or entire artist and seeing their effectiveness, what worked, what didn't, and in Arctic Monkeys' case, why I love them so much. Because I just need to get it out. I need to spill out why I love Arctic Monkeys so much. They're so good. Oh my god. And I think they're coming out with another album soon, or they're working on one. And they better be, because the last one took like 6 years. And I'm not complaining, but why? But why did it take so long? That's my question. Okay, so I hope you guys have a good day. Yeah. Bye.